Thank you for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. My name is Albert. If you didn't already know that, you know what I mean? Because of like the name of the channel or whatever. But definitely thank you for watching, all right? And so today I want to talk about my own fallacies, right? One of them is losing, right? So you'll hear me talk all the time. A real big game about competition, and my love for, competing and stuff and all these things. But like, I tell you, I get frustrated when I can't do something that I really want to do. So for example, meat. And so yeah, for the past 6 weeks or so on this particular channel, you guys have seen me, advocate, an unsort of dying rhetoric as it concerns the consumption of meat and my own personal decisions, right? And so I can't do it. It's pretty simple. I've tried to cut out all meat, right? And then it was sort of like a few weeks ago, I was starting to feel a little weird. And then started to add meat back into the diet, made a whole video about how I was so excited about having only eaten a certain amount of meat or whatever. In fact, I still have it written down, it's sort of like I can't not eat meat. And so, despite my biggest efforts, I can't do it, And so, I mean, it's like at some point in my life, I'd like to definitely retry this with a little more planning, I guess, instead of just, deciding to not eat meat at all one day, which I would definitely obviously not recommend. You feel me? Like, now I could have told myself this 6 weeks ago, but then again, there's that competition thing, right? I'm thinking to myself like, oh, it's no big deal. I can just stop eating meat. It's no problem. There were many problems, the biggest one of them being this unbelievable loss of energy that I had. Now, I like energy, right? I mean, I used the Big Lotto example the other day of big energy. You feel me? I'm a fan of energy. Got a lot of energy, Drake's song, you feel me? But like when I don't have it, I'm freaking out a little bit, because naturally I'm a pretty energetic guy. And I knew that not eating meat was going to get me tired. I knew that, but I'm already a skinny guy, and so I guess me deciding to not have that as a part of my diet really affected me. And so, here we are, the beginning of June, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I know that I have always had a diet that has little meat compared to what I've seen other people have, and I got to give myself some credit with that, right? Because I've always been a little bit conscious about like what I'm putting in my base in my mouth, But for some reason, I can't begin to describe to you the amount of frustration that I get for myself for not completing these things, Something as simple as not eating meat, you think is a thing that you can just do, but you can't. At least I can't. I couldn't, And so, yeah, that's where I am today, is dealing with my own feelings of not wanting to eat meat, but just not being able to get away from it, And I was like, I need some professional help. I'm trying to tell, like, I don't, I have the luxury of having a really good resource, to turn to in these events. And I've utilized that resource, but it still doesn't, I think I can still do it, but I know that I can't. So I'm just frustrated that I'm not able to do something, yet again. And so it's sort of like, I'll continue to work on the appropriate amount of meat in my diet and here at the house, But right now I'm feeling a little disappointed that I couldn't do it. That it just, again, And not only was it the loss of energy, but if you ever stop eating meat, like I get like mood swings, and I noticed my mood right away, like just based on like how people talk to me and how I respond. And I'm always thinking about these things all the time. And so when my mood is off, I'm sure that I'm not the only person that notices. So it's sort of like I'm going to have to try this again at a different point. Until then, just have a balanced diet and hope for the best. I'm not going to give up. It's obviously something that's not in my vocabulary. However, I got to approach this from a different perspective here soon with better tools and more resources. So I'm not saying that I can't get it done, but I'm saying that right now I can't get it done. So there's always that. I even made a whole video about losing, and this is going to have to be chalked up in that loss column. And, I am just not okay with putting L's in that column anymore. I'm looking for some wins, but yeah, I'm sure it'll get there. So thanks for watching the videos again. And if you're taking your own little journey on dietary restrictions and stuff, just be mindful of how you can probably do it, but how it can impact your mental health. Not to mention obviously your energy levels, right? So that's been my experience so far from having failed this first go on not eating meat anymore.